All of us can achieve anything we believe is possible. That is why thoughts are very powerful when mixed with purpose and a true desire for transformation into wealth, or any other material object. One of the most powerful habits is to avoid giving up in the face of failure and frustration. It is momentary and part of success. You must always be aware of it. Success comes when you have assimilated failures and learn from them. You must endure and be patient. Success itself comes from having gone through many failures and having discovered a brilliant idea among all those failures. This idea will be the one that will bring you riches and compensate you for much of what you have gone through. Getting riches is a state of mind from which you make possible what others say is impossible. Although this state must have a purpose and not just to simply get riches, everyone's mind is like a magnet. Positive thoughts attract mostly good things, although negative thoughts lead to attracting misfortune. It is important to be aware of this because it really is so. The limit is usually self-imposed by normal people. Although an extraordinary person tries to expand that mental paradox of turning something impossible into possible, every person who wants to make money must first convert that desire into a well-defined plan. But this plan must be followed with persistence and without thought of failure to attract money. You need these things to know how much money you want, precisely what efforts you would make for it, by what date you want that amount. When you execute that plan that will allow you to achieve it, and self-convince yourself that you can achieve it. This can be accomplished with self-affirmation and repeating yourself over and over again that you can achieve those goals. The great fortunes made in history were founded on a dream, the desire to achieve it through a plan, and visualizing what you feel every day, as if it were real. In other words, the determination of purpose and desire to possess wealth. Believing in yourself is one of the most important virtues for success. You must believe in yourself. You must believe that you are capable of achieving anything you desire. Believing in yourself is a very powerful tool that makes you unaffected by failure. All thoughts that become emotions and are mixed with faith pass into the physical plane. You have to be careful what you think about though, because you can attract both good and bad. That is why it is necessary to train the mind to choose one side over the other. That is, the positive rather than the negative. Little abundance or failure can be avoided if we master how our subconscious thinks about what we can achieve and about our own point of view as people. The fact of thinking and desiring strongly that we deserve to have wealth, or that we deserve to have a better standard of living, already implies that we look for a plan with which we will be able to obtain it. On the other hand, if we have a bad image of ourselves, it is very difficult to achieve it. This can be worked and trained daily through self-affirmations, and knowing how to adjust our subconscious towards the desired direction. We know that a person ends up believing what is repeated many times, whether it is true or not. Any person's thoughts are self-imposed with a strong emotion inside his mind. It makes them direct and control our actions and thoughts in general. That is why we must be very careful what we think. Mastering the practice of affirmations makes your confidence increase. An example of self-affirmations is to say, I am worth it. I can do it. It is possible to repeat this mentally, and even out loud on a daily basis makes our subconscious take those commands and draw them into reality. We must create habits of thought that are favorable to our efforts in order to transmute desire into money. To do this, we must affirm our desires by word, thought, and emotion. Reality does not matter to the subconscious. Only what you think, your ideas, and your emotions. Knowledge is a key factor in making a lot of money. Applying it intelligently is a way to achieve success. This knowledge can be general or specific. Knowing about the existence of this knowledge is power, and even worth more than money, as you will know how to do it even without having it. This is done through study and a plan that leads to action to some specific end. An educated person does not necessarily have an abundance of general or specific knowledge, but has developed mental factors that enable him to acquire whatever he desires. A person trained for success knows where to obtain knowledge when it is needed, and how to execute it with a plan. For a person to achieve wealth, he must have specialized knowledge about a product, service, or profession, which he intends to offer in return. The more specialization you have, the more money you can amass. In short, Failure and success are a habit of which are defined by your own habits. Imagination is where things are built, where our plans begin. We can all create things that can make us immensely rich. Any impulse or desire begins to take shape and be created through imagination in our minds. There are two types of imagination. One is the artificial imagination, and it is the one that does not create anything. Rather, it organizes concepts, ideas, or plans into new types of combinations. And the other, the creative imagination, which is based on intuition and inspiration. This type of imagination becomes in line with other people's subconscious, and to develop it we must think about these principles. Creativity is developed by putting them into practice. Magnifying our purpose through the desire to transform our dreams into reality and visualizing when we achieve our goals. When an idea is born, it must be driven to live, because later it can begin to take power and will be no impossibilities that prevent you from achieving it. Ideas have more power than the physical brain that created them. Successful people have the habit of making decisions quickly and efficiently, and when necessary, change them for others when they are incorrect. Most people who fail to save money to cover their expenses are easily influenced by the opinions of others. And this must change. You have to have your own judgment, as you have a brain and a mind that should be used to make decisions. It would be good not to say your plans and purposes to other people because they can take over your plans and leave you out. As a rule, you should tell your plans when you are already doing it or have already done it. Another key virtue is persistence, perseverance. This serves to keep you steady in good situations as well as in bad ones, to carry out new projects. This virtue can transform your desires into money. The will to do things together with a desire causes the necessary magic to turn your dreams into reality. It is the means by which you will have the stamina to move forward in any situation. Most people are willing to give up on their goals when faced with obstacles, but few follow through on their plan by knocking down every single problem that comes their way. The starting point of any achievement is desire. Wealth is brought by people whose minds are prepared. They know what perseverance is, and that it is vital before they even get started. Persistent people don't care how complicated it can get along the way, as they are determined to get to the top. Failure is part of success and many of us undertake it out of fear of criticism. This is natural, but you can train yourself to remove that fear and then work on your plan to become a persevering person. We must have a very clear purpose and a very strong motivation. Then have it in writing. Put positive thoughts before negative ones, and have a favorable social environment. Stay updated on money, business and investing by subscribing to our channel. Share it with someone who you think it can help. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, smart work is the key to success.